Welcome back to our channel. This video contains information which some might agree and some might disagree. It is because this topic is based on aliens. But 100% sure that this topic will be interesting for all our viewers. Hope you all will be thrilled to know the signs of aliens seen by many people from the history up to today and alien lives caught on camera. So what are we waiting for? Let's get a glimpse of the unbeliever reality. The Tunguska event happened in 1908. This was a massive explosion happened near the stony Tunguska River in Russia. It flattened 770 square miles of forest, toppling around 80 million trees. Luckily, it resulted in no loss of human life. This incident is known as Tunguska event, as it has been designated, was caused by an air bursting meteoroid, but it is not confirmed. It was identified that there was no impact crater. So the conjecture is simply that it broke up in the atmosphere somewhere between 3 and 6 miles above the Earth's surface. This explosion was calculated to have been 1,000 times greater than that of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. Can you imagine an explosion this big without any loss of human life? The Tunguska event has since led to much discussion about asteroid impact avoidance, a growing fear of extinction-level events, and has helped to spawn a multitude of science fiction films. The Dyatlov Pass incident happened in 1959. This incident took place in the Ural Mountains of Russia, where it was identified that an experienced group of trekkers died under mysterious circumstances which were never adequately explained. The investigators had discovered that these victims had cut a hole through their tent and has run away from something while wearing minimal clothing in a temperature being around -30 degrees centigrade. It was discovered that a number of the victims died from hypothermia, but it was also stated that some had inexplicable fatal injuries, including a fractured skull, major chest fractures. Apart from that, one victim had brain damage without any visible injury to their skull. Another victim was found with major injuries as well as missing tongue, eyes, and lips. There had been several theories offered as to what actually caused the hikers to run and what eventually killed them, but none have been conclusive and their deaths remain a mystery. Ectoplasm seances happened in 1912. In this incident, fraudsters have took a different level in manipulating their audiences with a variety of tricks and illusions aimed at duping them out of their hard-earned cash. As we all know, during the 19th and 20th centuries, spiritualism was an important aspect on society, with many people believing that mediums could help communicate with the dead, or in other words, souls. This is when the fraudsters started manipulating their audiences with a variety of tricks and illusions aimed at duping them out of their hard-earned cash. One of the strong favorites in the past came in the ability to produce convincing ectoplasm, apparitions, and manifestations which cannot easily be explained by an average person. This was considered as one of the most unimaginable tricks in the history, which people thought was connected with dead. The Great Alien Reconnaissance happened in 1952. This is when the air traffic controllers from several airports and Air Force bases near Washington, D.C. reported seeing unidentified blips on their radar screens. Some might think that it might be something normal, but when questioning local pilots, the controllers were told that a number of bright lights had been seen in the sky nearby. But surprisingly, the next weekend, it happened again. This time it was with a dozen of blips appearing on the radar screens. To find the reason for the incident, the fighter jets were scrambled to intercept, but the jets were unable to match the speed of the unidentified flying objects. The Falcon Lake incident happened in 1967. It was published that a person named Stefan Michalak saw an unidentified alien craft land nearby. When he approached the craft and apparently heard human-like voices muffled by the engines. It is said that when he went closer to poke his head inside the craft and saw a maze of lights within, he was then startled when the craft took off and injured by a beam of heat that shot from the ship. It is when the heat set fire to his clothes and he got his chest severely burnt. The suspicious thing is that the doctors and authorities could not explain his injuries, and this added credence to his story, which he repeated in interviews until his death in 1999. He was out prospecting for gold and silver. The Solway firth spaceman happened in 1964. A person named Jim Templeton took several photographs of his daughter, where one of which, when developed, appeared to show a man in a white space suit standing behind her, which gave goosebumps. Not only for them but also for us. It was during a day trip to Bird Marsh in Cumbria, England. Jim Templeton took several photographs of his daughter, one of which, when developed, appeared to show a man in a white space suit standing behind her. Jim swears there was no one else in the shot, but several critics claim the photo is likely to be his wife overexposed in the background. The Hook Island sea monster incident happened in 1964. It was when Robert Lusaric and his family was on a boat trip in the summer of 1964, where they saw a creature in the Australian waters that appeared monster-like in size. They described it as being around 80 feet in length, with serpent-like features and eyes on top of its head. It was then only the creature quickly became known as the Hook Island monster. Many theories have debunked the photograph as being either fake or staged, but the myth lives on until now. The hospital demon story. There was a blurry scene apparently came from a camera feed over a hospital bed which had something unimaginable. It seems to show a small demonic-like creature walking across the bed. Isn't it creepy? Though they have found the video, still they are unable to believe the picture or to prove it in a logical way that it was not a soul or a so-called demon in the picture. The Portuguese chupacabra seen in 2016. This Portuguese chupacabra appears to show a man-like beast walking through the desert and surprisingly then disappearing behind a bush. According to traditional stories, the legend of the chupacabra finds its roots in the Americas, where it is stated that a creature is said to wander the lands attacking and killing livestock and drinking the blood from their remains. It was when the reports of chupacabra have since come from all over the world, and in 2016 a video was captured in the Portuguese desert. This is much like all the videos of Bigfoot. The footage is long distance and low quality, which cannot be taken as solid proofs, but we'll leave it up to you to judge its validity. The death of Elisa Lam in 2013. In 2013, Elisa Lam was staying at the Hotel Cecil in Los Angeles. She had gone missing during her stay, and was later discovered that she was in the water tank on the hotel's roof. The suspicious thing is that there were several unusual facts related to the case which made it mysterious, including a video released by the LAPD of her getting into a lift, pressing multiple buttons and apparently trying to hide from someone. It was reported that access to the hotel roof was blocked at the time of her death, and both toxicology and coroner reports showed no visible trauma or reason for her passing. Though her death was officially labeled as accidental drowning, there have been many other theories that include her being victim to a serial killer. What do you think happened to her? Juvenile Bigfoot, 2007. Juvenile Bigfoot story is something popular around the world now. It was reported that a trail camera captured multiple images which appears to show some bears being chased off by an ape-like creature, which resembled a juvenile Bigfoot. In September 2007, it was reported that Rick Jacobs has placed a motion-sensing camera in a tree along the game trails of Pennsylvania. This camera has later captured multiple images which appears to show some bears being chased off by an ape-like creature which resembled a juvenile Bigfoot. Isn't it scary? There were several witnesses who have claimed to see juvenile Bigfoot over the years, describing them as walking on four legs, which have led to them being dismissed as fake or likely to be another animal. Misidentified. What do you think? Is Bigfoot a myth? The time-traveling hipster found in 1941. This was identified where there were pictures which apparently shows a man in modern clothing and wearing sunglasses in an era when most people were sporting suits. Time traveler? I don't think so. There are several stories and legends of time travelers throughout history which have been talked in fairy tales as well. The most popular image so far has proven to be an image from 1941 taken at the opening of the South Fork Bridge, British Columbia. The picture apparently shows a man in modern clothing and wearing sunglasses in an era when most people were sporting suits. What do you think? Chupacabra. Chupacabra was found in 2018. It is a giant dog-like creature who was caught on camera stalking the street of Argentina. This is a long-legged beast was said to have killed both a pit bull and a German shepherd which had dared to go up against it. Just imagine. What do you think about the story shared today? Hope all enjoyed the video today. To get more amazing videos, hit the like button and subscribe our channel. Thank you for joining us until we meet again.